coLHendralisk games today. At least get one series of him in, man. He's always fun to watch. And we're starting right now in the round of 16 winners bracket over here at the top right side of the map. Looks like Clan TL start. We have Chaos. TL start. I wonder what that stands for. I'll have to check after this game. It is a TL logo if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, we'll have to check and see what's up with that. Down here at the bottom left side of the map, representing Complexity, all the way from Canada. Dangerous 2-base Storm Hoster, based god of a Zerg streamer. It is Hendralisk. I love this dude, man. He's awesome. Hendralisk as a player has been probably one of my best experiences in StarCraft 2. Just everything that involves around him is usually so awesome and good and cool and fun. The only thing I'm sad about was he didn't win the CSL Grand Finals, man. Last month over at MLG, he didn't win the CSL Grand Finals. He was really busy though. He was really busy though, I will admit. It was a very busy time between on an open bracket, then group play, and then having to also play in the CSL Grand Finals. Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, but at the same time too, a little bit of blame on his team as well because he won his match still. So, today's gonna be a big day for him though, because some of these guys, unlike we mentioned earlier, Huck, Scarlet, Saravati, and I think Masa, Hendralisk is fighting for a little bit more in this qualifier. Him and Desro and Kane, if I'm not mistaken, are in a position where they have to win today. They have to win today. They don't have an option to. They don't have an option to basically not win, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I'm not sure how IEM is going to specifically run in terms of an open bracket, but today this is almost in terms of if you want to play in I guess in the qualifiers. Or up to stage 2. Actually, let me double check that. I'm sputtering over myself. Okay, so basically all the qualified players from North America, Europe, Korea, Southeast Asia, etc., and then also the Canadian Championship are all going to get seeded into stage 2 of the IEM qualifiers. So, or I guess IEM Toronto. So, I guess there might be some open brackets that we'll see maybe happening. One Reaper coming in and checking out what's going on. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we have links surrounding this command center. Of course, SCV should go down, as well as also cancellation on that command center. But it's pretty big, I want to say, for some of these guys, because you would rather be in stage 2, because right there with stage 2, you're already a lot closer to money, probably WCS points, etc., etc. So you don't want to exactly, just not you don't want to fight your way through. You don't want to take your chances. So this is pretty big for Desero, Hendralisk, Kane, those guys, because if they don't qualify here today, they're going to have to take the very, very long road, as well as also probably fund their own bill to get over there. So, or their team's going to have to fund their bill. Oh, and I know what we forgot about from yesterday. See, this is what happens when I play. When I play SC2 myself, sometimes at late at night, especially team games and whatnot, I usually just kind of turn turn off the sound because, well, yeah, I just listen to music. Not gonna change it up too much. Not gonna worry about it really. But yeah, for you guys, definitely a lot better. And like I said, today's a little bit of an impromptu cast. Didn't exactly 100% plan out. I knew it was going on. I actually thought it was going to be later on today, so I was going to take a little bit of a rest and maybe broadcast a tiny bit later. But we're going to do it just now, so it's working out. It's going fine. Hendralisk dropping the 3rd hatch right now. Meanwhile, back at home, Chaos finally gets his orbital command rolling out up top on the high ground. And again, he couldn't get on the low ground because he saw us earlier. Link surrounded it, took out the worker, and didn't have many options at that point. He's going into 3CC, so he's giving himself a chance to macro out of this game, but man, Henry, talented player. Really talented player. Every second that ticks away, I'm looking at the clock, I'm like, man, your natural still needs to land, and already you have to be thinking about dropping that 3rd base really soon, especially if you plan to keep up. Henry, when it comes to macro, he is a pretty damn disgusting macro Zerg. He will just roll nerds, man. He will roll them. Alright, well, kind of while the game is developing a little bit, I want to kind of talk about, Starport blocked, there we go, I was about to say. Wanted to talk about, actually, a thing I just read during the break since I had a little bit of time. I was just looking around, scouring around Reddit and Twitter and whatnot. An article got released by Richard Lewis where the thing I was actually been wondering most importantly for the past couple weeks was how did ESPN like their numbers in terms of the international coverage and whatnot, and you know what was their opinion on it, and what are they thinking about in terms of future about picking up esports and coverage and whatnot. And it looks like it went pretty well. If you guys want to go to my Twitter at CheeseheadLogic, you guys can see I linked the article as well as I could also link it in chat. But looks like they like the numbers. Looks like they do want to continue covering. The next event that they're looking to partner up with is I think MLG Dallas. The X Games event, so they're going to be doing some Call of Duty work, so very interesting to see what they do, because apparently last time while they worked their way in Austin, they partnered up, but they didn't actually do any like specific coverage, like they didn't put it on any of their streaming platforms like ESPN3, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do this time around. My thing is if they continue liking their numbers, if they continue having good growth and viewership, then I could only imagine something like StarCraft 2, man, it's got to be one of those games that you do have to consider. Maybe it's not your League, maybe it's not your Dota, but man, something like a BlizzCon event, you might want to think about. You know, WCS season grand final, something to think about as well. Because they do a pretty decent job of production, you know, I mean, not decent, they do a great job of production. Now, the only other one that I was thinking about, like, European-wise would be DreamHack, because their schedule actually works so damn linear, where it's very easy to, you know, put it and schedule it, because they're really on, like I said, those top-of-the-hour types of time zones, so... And plus, between having their host, their analytics team, and everything that they put on it, I think it's possible for a couple days, you know, 2-3 days, maybe the open... Maybe the full event. It'll be interesting to see. I feel like there's still a lot of potential for ESPN in terms of picking up esports. Alright, let's take a look back over on Chaos' side of things. Looks like he's got his 1-1 just about done, getting his combat shields underway, starting to add those Raxes. This third base is floating over, which is good because it's a little late, but not the worst thing that could happen. Now, Henry, I've come to know he's not too scared to get his upgrades a little bit sooner and really work the upgrades as soon as he possibly can, and his +2/+2 is just about done. He's going to have +1 range for the Hydras here in about a second as well, producing the Hydras as well. And at this point, just looking at the general numbers that are out on the field, I want to say that he could probably honestly just go and overwhelm this force right now. And the longer this game goes, I don't know how it's going to go. You know, Chaos is going to have to start splitting his opponent up. He's going to start having to start dropping. But even then, you take a look and see Hendralisk is already pre-preparing right now. He's got Spinecrawler here, Sporecrawler here, Spore here. He's got Roaches just in case until the time that actually units do come over here. Meanwhile, over here, the Gold Hatch is just about to finish up. And Gold Hatch, those minerals are going to be so nice and juicy to get the resources. Honestly, at this point, you could even maybe think about dropping the 5th hatch. I know it sounds very greedy, but he's up 182 supply to 114. Really, the sky is pretty much the limit for him. Like, as soon as he starts maxing out, you have to realize the +2 is +2 done. Like, so maybe if he was going high really quick, which he's not right now, he could maybe get his 3/3 upgrades. But other than that, really, majority of the rest of the econ is going to be what's spent on tech and static defense, so he's going to start banking up the gas and the resources for the most part. He can't really produce units much off of them, so he's just going to force a trade anyways. Widowmine takes a shot, but I mean, look at the forces right now for Hendralisk, absolutely out-muscling his opponent. Going into the natural, GG's.